Hello and welcome. This is Swati, and you're watching Peace News International. Now, starting with the headlines. Brahma Kumaris were awarded with a Public Recognition Award from the Mama Charity Foundation, event held at the Chamber Hall of the NGOs in Moscow, Russia. A workshop on the theme Clearing Your Emotional Clutter was convened at the Brahma Kumaris Meditation Museum in Washington, D.C., USA. B.K. Prashant addressed the gathering. And the Brahma Kumaris Center in St. Petersburg, Russia, hosted a get-together program for women leaders. This friendly event represented about 50 organizations. Let us begin the bulletin with the news from Moscow, Russia. The ceremony of a Public Recognition Award from the Mama Charity Foundation took place in the Chamber Hall of the NGOs. Many distinguished personalities were invited as honorary nominees for the award ceremony. Among them, there were B.K. Sudha, director of the Brahma Kumaris in Moscow, Russia, famous singer Renat Ibragimov, Mrs. Globe 2019, Xenia Krivko, and others.
The prizes were awarded by Rais Atnagolov, the president of the Mama Foundation. A day later, some participants of the award ceremony visited the Brahma Kumaris Center at Moscow.
Unresolved emotions are like clutter, which gets in the way, diverting a person's attention and draining his energy. To discuss more on how to clear your emotional clutter, make room for positive emotions, and maintain a healthy mind, a workshop was organized at the Brahma Kumaris Meditation Museum in Washington, D.C., USA. The event was addressed by B.K. Dr. Prashant, director of the Center for Integral Health in Cambridge, UK.
Say someone has done 100 good things to you and one wrong thing. It is possible you give more attention to that one wrong thing. May even lose a friend because of one thing and completely dismiss 100 good things. This is the nature of the ego. And more we make the ego bigger, bigger is the negativity. You can't win this.
At this event, B.K. Jena, director Brahma Kumaris Meditation Museums in Washington, D.C., gave a brief introduction about the organization. The event was concluded with a meditation session.
All the 9,000 centers that we have in 120 countries. So we have 1 million students right now existing, studying how to transform their way of thinking, speaking, being, and showing up in the world with the intention that we're going to ripple out into humanity and create the change that we keep talking about, dreaming about, and also wishing for.
Renat Ibragimov, a popular singer, public figure, writer, artist, and multi-talented person, visited the Brahma Kumaris Center of Spiritual Development in Moscow. He was warmly welcomed by B.K. Sudha, director of the Brahma Kumaris in Moscow, and B.K. Vijay, senior Rajyoga teacher. B.K. Sudha traditionally presented the guest with a shawl and gifted a book on spiritual knowledge.
A film about the history of the BKs in Moscow, a conversation on deep spiritual aspects with B.K. Sudha, and B.K. Dr. Vijay taking a view of the assembly hall. All this inspired the famous singer to organize his recital on the premises of such a hospitable organization.
Now moving on towards St. Petersburg, Russia. The Brahma Kumaris Center in St. Petersburg hosted a get-together program for women leaders, heads of businesses, politicians, educationists, and social activists. The women who took part in this friendly celebration event represented about 50 organizations and members of St. Petersburg Women's Alliance. Alina Kalanina, chairperson of Women's Alliance, Rais Atnagolov, president of the International Association of Charitable Foundation MAMA, Matvey Lukin, director of Accessible Environment Department under the government of St. Petersburg, Russia, addressed the gathering.
Не дождемся с восторгом, да, с надеждами, с ожиданиями. Ожидания у всех у нас разные, да? Но тем не менее объединяет, наверное, самые простые, чтобы у нас с вами, у всех здоровы были близкие, да? Чтобы радовали нас дети, чтобы мир был в жизни, вот. Ну и чтобы сбывались самые наши сокровенные мечты.
Объединяет женский альянс, в который входит 46 женских общественных организаций, самых разных. И те, которые работают с детьми-инвалидами, и те, которые многодетные мамочки, и женщины с университетским образованием, и женщины мужества жить, и другие. И центр Brahma Kumaris тоже входит в наше объединение, поэтому мы сотрудничаем.
Later on, B.K. Santosh, Director of Brahma Kumaris in St. Petersburg, and B.K. Vijay, Regional Coordinator of Brahma Kumaris Centers in Russia and CIS, also shared their views on the selected topic. Every step towards spirituality is important.
Our first identity is human being. As a human being, I feel that there is an infection, worm of worry. But that open in front of the world, what is the potential in these souls? What is hidden, the treasure of sacrifice? Are aware of this strength of kindness and strength of positivity and purity in the coming year, and we will definitely meet to see our show chick next year.
The event concluded with beautiful cultural performances that enthralled the gathering.
Миллионы раз спасибо, баба, говорим спасибо за счастливую судьбу, судьбе спасибо. Много раз поем спасибо, и за жизнь в раю спасибо, пусть горит звезда во лбу.
The 16th Annual Asian Regional Space Settlement Design Competition was organized at the serene atmosphere of Brahma Kumaris Om Shanti Retreat Center in Gurugram. This competition focused on taking students through 25 years of legacy and an educational product that is developed entirely by engineers. Each year, the competition organizers from NASA and Boeing develop a new design concept with its own special requirements.
The Space Settlement Design Competition puts high school students in the shoes of aerospace industry engineers who are designing a city in space that will become home for over 10,000 people. Student engineers demonstrated creativity, technical competence, management skills, environmental knowledge, space, teamwork, and presentation techniques to conquer the problems inherent in designing a space settlement, aka space colony. These teams were clubbed together to form virtual companies. This is to simulate real-life aerospace industry experience for the student participants.
The event was addressed by B.K. Asha, Director of Om Shanti Retreat Center, and judges of the event.
My mind, my words, my actions all have to be peaceful, peace-giving.
This is a wonderful opportunity for you to find that potential in these wonderful people here. So use that opportunity wisely. Look forward to seeing you from Judge Dredd.
Well, I got interested in space settlement back in about when I was in high school in 1976 or so, and I've been very interested in trying to get actual space settlements to take hold ever since then.
But we're glad to be here. I've been doing this competition from about 2000, and we help try to get volunteers. And I'm going to introduce. We've got some of our Boeing volunteers from Bangalore. I don't know that they've settled on what their volunteer positions are going to be, but this is a new thing we're going to do. We'd like to have you guys welcome them when they come up and introduce themselves as well. So
that's all for now. Thanks for watching Peace News International, and have a great day ahead.